listen to stories, and appreciate idioms. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Encountering Chinese, Encountering Idioms. Today, the idiom we are going to encounter is
闻鸡起舞
Let's break it down and read it slowly.
闻鸡起舞闻鸡起舞闻鸡起舞闻
means to hear.
鸡
means the rooster's crow.
起舞
refers to practicing sword dance. The literal meaning of
闻鸡起舞
is that upon hearing the rooster's crow, one gets up and practices swordsmanship. It now metaphorically represents the spirit of a person who is ambitious, diligent, and persevering. Therefore, this idiom has a positive connotation. The idiom
闻鸡起舞
is derived from
晋书祖逖传
written by Fang Xianling during the Tang Dynasty. The original text states,
中夜闻鸡鸣促髡绝曰此非恶声也因其舞
The meaning of this sentence is that in the middle of the night, Zhu Ti, while still half asleep, heard the rooster's crow. He kicked Lu Kuan awake and said, while others consider hearing the rooster's crow at midnight as inauspicious, I don't think so. How about we simply get up and practice swordsmanship whenever we hear it? The story goes like this. During the Jin dynasty, there was a man named Zhu Ti who had an open and ambitious mind. Although Zhu Ti was diligent during his adulthood, he was neither fond of studying nor well-behaved when he was young. As he entered his youth, he gradually realized that his knowledge and insights were lacking. He understood that without studying and broadening his horizons, he couldn't contribute to the progress of the country. After reflecting on himself, he began to work hard and insisted on studying every day. After several years of accumulation, Zhu Ti unconsciously read numerous books. He earnestly studied history and gained insights from historical stories, significantly improving his literary abilities. Moreover, he traveled extensively to enrich his experiences. He had been to the capital, Luoyang, several times, and those who had contact with him believed that Zhu Ti was a talented and experienced individual. Such an outstanding person was deemed capable of assisting the emperor in governing the country more effectively. Due to the high praise he received from others, at the age of 24, someone recommended Zhu Ti to take an official position. However, Zhu Ti felt that his knowledge was far from sufficient and declined the offer, continuing his diligent studies. Later on, after being persuaded by others, Zhu Ti decided to serve as the chief registrar of Xizhou alongside his childhood friend, Lu Kuan. They had a deep bond and shared grand ideals, often discussing national affairs together. Sometimes, they would get so engrossed in their conversations that they forgot about the passage of time and slept in the same room. Zhu Ti often said, I hope to make achievements and accomplish great things in the future, revitalizing the Jin dynasty and becoming a person of significance. Once, in the middle of the night, Zhu Ti heard the crowing of a rooster in his sleep. He opened his eyes and sat up. At that moment, he saw his friend, Lu Kuan, still soundly asleep. Zhu Ti kicked Lu Kuan awake and with a smile said, I heard others say that it's inauspicious to hear a rooster crow at midnight, but I don't believe that. How about from now on, whenever we hear a rooster crow, we get up and practice swordsmanship? Upon hearing this, Lu Kuan found it reasonable and readily agreed. So, every morning, the two of them would get up and practice swordsmanship as soon as they heard the rooster crow. Their swords would dance in the air, and the sound of their swords would resonate. Spring came and went, as did winter. Regardless of the weather, the two of them would rise early every day to practice swordsmanship without interruption. Their efforts paid off. Through long periods of diligent study and training, they eventually became versatile individuals who excelled in both literature and martial arts. Not only could they write excellent articles, but they could also lead troops on the battlefield. In the end, both of them achieved their dreams. Zhu Ti was appointed as the general of Xinqi, realizing his desire to serve the country. Meanwhile, Lu Kuan became a commander-in-chief, overseeing military affairs in the provinces of Bing, Ji, and Yu, fully utilizing his abilities. In this story, Zhu Ti and Lu Kuan, by
闻鸡起舞
ultimately realized their respective dreams through unremitting efforts. There is also a story like this. During the Northern Wei dynasty, there was a famous general named Yuanning. Yuanning was a trusted military leader of Emperor Wen of Wei and made significant contributions to the security and defense of the northern border. One day, Yuanning led his troops to camp in a city on the border. He spent the night sleepless. The next morning, as he saw the sky outside the city turning bright, he commanded his soldiers, "Hear the rooster and start to train." By saying this, he meant that once the rooster crowed, they should begin training the soldiers to enhance the combat effectiveness of the army. At that time, military training was relatively simple, focusing mainly on drill exercises and archery. However, Yuanning placed great importance on the practical results of training. He believed that continuous improvement during training was necessary to exert a greater impact on the battlefield. Thus, the next morning, when the rooster crowed, Yuanning organized the training. He divided the soldiers into small groups and conducted combat drills. Under Yuanning's guidance, the soldiers honed various combat skills while enhancing their teamwork abilities. Yuanning's diligent attitude and pursuit of excellence deeply influenced his soldiers. They began to imitate his behavior of hearing the rooster and starting to train, engaging in continuous training and learning to prepare for future battles. This training method yielded remarkable results for Yuanning's troops. When war broke out between Northern Wei and Northern Yan, Yuanning's forces had become highly skilled. Consequently, they performed remarkably well on the battlefield, achieving continuous victories. Yuanning became a heroic figure in the hearts of the Northern Wei court and soldiers. In this story, Yuanning led by example, and together with his soldiers, they
闻鸡起舞
conducting exercises every morning. This allowed them to achieve continuous victories on the battlefield. Two stories have been told. Next, let's review the idiom we encountered today.
闻鸡起舞闻鸡起舞
Finally, let's use
闻鸡起舞
to make a sentence.
每天的时间太有限了，我应该闻鸡起舞，早晨起床读书。每天的时间太有限了，我应该闻鸡起舞，早晨起床读书。
That's all for today's Encountering Idioms. If you like it, Please like and subscribe. See you next time.